When the family got to Ellis Island, as somebody suggested earlier, they found something wrong with Tana. Nobody has ever told us quite what it was. It was either tuberculosis or a mental illness or retardation. They would not let him come into the country. They would not let him get off the boat. And so somebody had to go back with him, and so the oldest sister, Sarah Gibble, who had a boyfriend back in Semyonich, went back with Tana. We don't know whatever happened to him. We suspect if he didn't die before, he died in the Holocaust. Sarah Gibble went back, got married, and about 7 years later came back to this country, and the only person, and she came back with 3 children. They came to our house in Quincy first before they went to St. Louis, and these 3 very strange talking kids, and they seemed very strange to me. They didn't speak any English, and I couldn't figure out what they were talking about. Anyway, one of those kids is here. I think the only person in this room who was born in Semyonich, and this is Max Birnbaum, and he's going to come up and speak in a minute. The only one of Hannah's children who is still alive is Shifra, who then became Sylvia and then became Jerry, who lives in a suburb of Chicago, is still alive, although is in a nursing home at the moment. By the way, this is Esther Malka, the mother of Sam Bluestein. This is my Uncle Sam. By the time they came to America, Hannah really couldn't take care of him, whether it was because of Tana, whether it was because of other reasons. And he was 3 years old at the time, so my parents raised him. He was really like a brother to me. He was younger than my oldest sister. That was also the bane of my life. We had 2 Sam Beckers in the house because my father had the whole family's name changed to Becker. And as a result, to distinguish, they called him Big Sam and me Little Sam until I was 17 years old. This is Haya, who was killed in an auto accident in St. Louis when she was young. And this is Shifra, or Sylvia, now Jerry Fields. Okay, all right, let's show these others, and then I want to call Max up, and then Sam Bluestein. Because some of you here have met my sisters, I know we were very close to the Olsons in Chicago and very close to the Davises in St. Louis, and so they got to many of these affairs. This is my sister Mary, who is in one of the pictures with the Davises in St. Louis. My father and mother, my sister Zelda, who has a number of offspring here, and my sister Esther, and Bill, up here.
Point you.
Oh.
Sometime after Grandpa passed away, my grandma was sitting with Linda, and Linda was thinking about love at the time, trying to find herself, asking about real love, and she said, "Grandma, did you really love Grandpa when you married him?" Would you please stand up a minute and tell what Grandma's response was? Come on, stand.
I said, because they had gotten engaged, I think on the 3rd date, I said, "Was he really handsome?" And Grandma said, "Handsome? Who cared about him? He was a hard worker, he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, so I married him."
My mother was very plain-spoken. A lot of common sense. Neither my mother nor father had more than a few years of schooling. My father had a couple of years, 2 or 3 years of religious school, and that was all. My mother had a couple of years of public school and a year or so of religious school in Russia. But when I came home very proud of myself when I got my PhD, my mother said to me, you know, there are two kinds of doctors. You're the kind with holes in his socks.